Monday night training. I'm not used to hosting by myself, so it's going to be interesting because normally I like bounce off the other speaker. If me and Emma are doing one together, we can like have a little laugh together. Whereas this is me on my own, so there's no respite, but I think it's going to be good because it's just going to mean that I am just going to go all in. So it's been a while since I've done a team huddle call, especially by myself. So thank you for having me again. My name is Rachel Allen. I am the second ever member to join Beyond Beauty Club back when it started, which is an absolute honour of mine, and it's something that I don't take lightly. I absolutely love that I've been a part of this since day dot. And I'm a brand leader 3-star with an incredible team in the UK, Ireland, Poland, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Netherlands. And now I feel like, why did I start listing them? Because I'm going to leave someone out. But I'm so blessed to work with so many incredible people. And one thing about me is that I always want to be showing up. If I am a part of this business, I want to be setting the example of how to build your business. I never expect my team to be doing things that I'm not doing myself. And I'm in this business because I love doing it. So I want to talk to you today about showing up for your business. And I've purposely highlighted the your. This is your business. You decided to join here. So show up for it. Show up for yourself. It's what actually moves the needle in your business. It's not theory, it's proven what works. And if you get this right, then your results become predictable. So, love that. So, let's go. So, let's be real for a second. This business isn't complicated. Anybody can do this business, but people quite often overthink it. They'll think, what is the secret sauce? What am I missing? What do I need to do that someone else that's really successful is doing? There isn't. I feel like Lynn's put her hand up. I think she's just turning the light on, but it looked like Lynn went. I'm like, no, no questions right now. Wait till to the end, please. So people that aren't consistent, that's most of the time, 99%. I think I could be in triage and I could have people coming to me about their business and I could pick one of three things of the reason why they are not where they want to be. And I'm going to cover those three things. And by the end of this call, I think you're going to be able to pick one of the three things of what you could be doing more. And you know what? It's such a powerful thing to be able to look in the mirror and be like, I could definitely be doing more of that. There's absolutely no one in this industry who can't learn more. I think Amber did a really good post about this actually the other day at a Fraser Brooks event and just saying, like the secret is you continue evolving, you continue learning, you continue improving. You can never get complacent thinking that you do everything perfectly. Inconsistency is what kills your results. And so today we're going to simplify it. Three secrets. How many people are you talking to? So the action, activity, execution. How well are you showing up? Your posture on social media, your confidence and how you show up, the energy that you are bringing every single day out there to the world to for your business, but just for you. And then the consistency, doing it daily and not in bursts. And be honest with yourself and put in the comments here who thinks this is their thing. Because consistency, I think, is something that people can say straight away, like, oh, who's a yo-yoer in bursts? It's easy to do something for a day, but very few people do it daily. Also, I made this little symbol thing on the right hand side to kind of show like the three things and then the swirl, and I realized it kind of looks like the Illuminati. So I just want to let everyone know that that was not my intention. It was just me trying to be clever with a 3-point triangle. So let's just ignore that. And the point is the bonus one is the swirl in the middle, and I'm going to cover that because I think it's important. And as I was doing this presentation, I just thought there's something that's really missing out of this, and I can't get away with not saying it. So I put in a little bonus secret too. Miss one of these things, and the results will drop. It's really important to know that. So we've got people that will be doing high activity. They are speaking to people a lot. They're posting a lot. They also are really good at executing themselves. So they literally like make themselves look really great on social media. They show up confidently. They're just great at all of that stuff. But you know what? The one thing is that they don't do is they just drop the ball constantly. So like they show up, and I can actually think of people right now in the business, not that I'm about to out anybody, but I can think about people in the business that I instantly think, this is you. You've got so much potential. You're doing everything right, but you're just not doing it consistently. It's like a shop. No one really knows if they're open because sometimes they're open and sometimes they're not. So people don't rely on you to go and use your shop because they don't know if you're going to be around at that point. Consistency is so important, and a lower activity rate, but at a consistent level, is much more successful than on a one day just doing everything perfectly and then falling off the face of the earth again. So find your level of activity that matches what you can remain consistent. And then there's other examples of people that would do activity and consistency, but their execution isn't there. They really lack the confidence in what they're doing, or they're showing up and talking to people, but the energy's not matching. They don't believe what they're saying. They haven't got the confidence, they haven't got the posture. And also, there's people that have the execution and have the consistency, but they're, people that are posting on social media consistently and have really good posts consistently. But guess what? They're not in their inbox. They're not actually connecting to people. They're missing the activity part of it. So, in the comments as well, if you want to kind of put yourself out there and think, do you know what? Out of the three, this is the one that I think that I could be definitely doing more of. And the triangle isn't whole unless you've got all 3 points. So, it's so, so important. So, secret number one, activity. You are the driver of this, nobody else. What you do or don't do is completely within your power, and use that as a real like liberating feeling. And I love that part. It's like you don't have to rely on anybody else for the activity that you or don't do. You know that saying of don't be upset with the results you didn't get from the work that you didn't do. Like that is in your hands, and I love that. So I've used some rough numbers here, but I wanted to make sure I explain that if I was speaking to someone, I was like, you should be doing 10 new conversations a day, 5 to 10 follow-ups, and 2 to 5 presentations. And I will talk about the presentation invites thing on the next slide. There's people who I don't want you to think if you don't do 10 new conversations that you're not going to be successful. I remember hearing someone who built a really successful business in their eyes, of what they didn't realize it could even transform into, and they did 2 new conversations a day. So like whatever you are going to be consistent with, then stick with it. If you can do 2 new conversations every single day consistently, you will notice a bit difference in your business. I think it's the same as sort of like exercise. So if you like have like a new exercise regime where, for example, I'm going to personal training twice a week. To some people, that's like, wow, that's quite a lot. To other people, that's actually not a lot, So whatever I can do consistently that fits into my life that I can keep up with is what I'm going to continue doing. So 10 new conversations daily, 5 to 10 follow-ups, and 2 to 5 presentation invites. And this kind of ties in quite nicely with Elena's training last week, because this is a little bit more recruitment specific, this third point, but everything I'm talking about, I want you to think like, are we talking about recruitment or sales here? It's the same, I'm looking at it as a saying, the activity is connecting with these new people daily, and we are offering them something, whether it's offering skincare and wellness and products that are great for them, or we're offering them the affiliate opportunity. Everyone out there is a potential, whether it's customer or affiliate. Volume always wins. You can't out-cheat volume. So what I mean by presentations, so I've got my notes like on the side and I'm just making sure I'm caught up to the right thing. So volume always wins. You can't out-cheat it. It's a volume game, it's not a talent game. And the people that are winning, they're not better, they're just doing more. And sometimes my team or people can say to me like, what am I missing? And I was like, do you know what it is? It's just more. Like there's no secret here. It's just more. The level of activity just needs to be a bit more. And even if it's increasing it by speaking to, and I don't know if you work on your business daily or if you work on your business like weekly or whatever, just it needs to be a bit more. If you want your outcome to becoming more, the input needs to be a bit more. And so what I mean by presentations is invites is actually inviting people to understand what it is that we are doing. Exposure. A presentation is not about being perfect, it's about giving them exposure. So I've given some ideas here about inviting them to be on a call, getting them to watch the YouTube video, but rather than just dropping it in, try and make it as part of a conversation. And don't get me wrong, I do sometimes do the tactic of like, I thought of you and I really feel like you should watch this video, but I will turn it into a conversation. Voice note conversation, Zoom calls, three-way calls with your upline if they want to do that. I'm sure if you're on this call, you've got someone within your upline that would be happy to do that. If you're in my team, or everyone here is somewhere within Emma's team, and you'll have an upline at somewhere in there that I'm sure would support you. with that to find your feet with speaking to people. Again, this is a little bit more specific for the recruitment side than the sales side. And one thing that I'm going to start doing, which I advise you guys to do, and it's kind of like working smarter, not harder, is take time to make a mini presentation. We already have a deck that I've made on Canva and some of the leaders we've created on Canva of what we do for our opportunity calls. Make your own version that's really short about it and record yourself doing like 10-minute video on what it is to be an affiliate for Simon Orion MD. And I know that might sound daunting to some people, but it's one of the smartest moves that you can do. And it's what I'm going to film. I think my plan is to do it this week so that I can get that video out to as many people as possible. And I've said this to some of my leaders in other countries that speak other languages. And I've said to them, if you can film for me a 10-minute video of you explaining becoming an affiliate for Simon or an MD, if I come across people in, I don't know, Germany or Belgium or wherever my team member was that I was speaking to, I'll get that, I will use that video because they're going to want to hear from someone who speaks their native language. So taking time to do a 10-minute video that you can film on Zoom, you don't have to have anyone on it. You can just click Zoom and be on here and then upload it to YouTube or just use the link. It's a great little thing to have in your toolbox because if you struggle to get the message out there, and you feel like I just don't know how to explain it to someone, imagine just doing one lot of work and then that you've got that in the locker just moving forward and you can update it every now and again. But honestly, that's what I'm going to do. And if I was brand new, I would also be thinking about doing that. It's not about having to do it if you're just a leader. I want to explain to people how simple it is to be an affiliate with Simon or an MD and have your own discount code. So I'm going to do that myself. So the truth about results. Your results reflect your activity, not your intentions, not your goals, and not your potential. And I feel like we can go down the feeling of the Delulu. And don't get me wrong, I'm a massive believer in Delulu, and I'm a massive believer in manifestation, and I'm a massive believer in your mindset. But factually, your results reflect your activity. You have to do the activity to match. That's not to say that your mindset isn't the most important thing you have going for you. Your mindset is your engine room. Whatever you are digging your coal into in your engine room and or lack of is what equals the activity that you end up doing. So I can't stress that enough that as much as I'm talking about getting into the activity to get the stuff done, get shit done, I understand that you are not going to get that shit done if your mindset is not right. So look after that engine room and then go for it. And I found that very powerful when I was doing this here because I'm like almost like halfway between where I can understand the mindset and the manifestation, but I also am a doer. Get it done. Secret number 2, the execution. How are you showing up for your business every day? And this is what a lot of people can struggle with because, and I can actually again think about people that I've had this conversation with. Sometimes we're just saying too much. We end up trying to convince people, coming across desperate. And you know what? That actually pushes people away. And a really good way to think about this, and not that like I've been in this way for a while, but back when you're maybe a bit younger and you're playing the game a little bit and you don't want to come across like you're too keen on somebody, in the dating scene, for example, you've got to kind of play it a little bit more cool. That is kind of it. And I don't like the feeling of playing a game, but if someone comes on to you very, very strongly, what do? You kind of think, whoa, that's a bit much. Whereas someone just is so sure of themselves, I'd be like, okay, cool, tell me more. And that kind of comes across in every different type. It comes across in lots of different pieces of life. And it's the same here. And I love the saying here, relaxed confidence. And I like to think that's how I come across on social media is I am very, very confident. I think, is it Lynn? I can't think what word you used for me, but you said I was so is it certainty? I think it was certainty. Like, I remember Lynn said to me once, like I think we were talking to a potential for Lynn, and she was like, she was introducing me to this potential, and she's like, what I love about Rachel is just her certainty on things, and I'm not. It's not fake. I took time to be completely certain in what it is that I believe and what I am talking about. So I do have relaxed confidence for this. And so when I am talking about recruitment, but also for sales as well, I'm so sure about what it is that I'm talking about that the energy doesn't lie. You can't lie, and you can't lie through energy, and everybody knows that. You can hear someone saying something and you think, I can hear what you're saying, but I actually just don't believe in the conviction of what you are saying. So we are offering something for some people here. We are offering it to them. And good way to think of it is this may be for you, it may or not be for you. And obviously don't say this bit out loud, but for your own peace of mind, you're good either way. You don't need these people, but you are going to find people who this is the best thing that you could have offered them. And that is where it comes down to a bit of a numbers game, like I said, with the activity. And why this works, like I just said then, people feel energy over words. And again, I can kind of go back to this um I don't know why I'm using this as an example, but back when we're younger and you're in this dating scene again, if people were saying one thing, but your intuition tells you something else, such as, oh, I'm just really busy right now. That's the words, but your intuition is like the energy speaks over the words. Like, you become a priority if they want you to be a priority. And so I feel like this is the same sort of thing. Your energy overlaps anything that your verbal words are saying. So pressure will create this resistance for people. If you feel like you really need them to buy this retinoid, or if you really need them to join your team, you're going to build this resistance. The confidence is going to create that curiosity. And I love this saying, your tone matters more than your script. So don't get me wrong, I love a good script. Not that I use copy and paste script, but I think script, especially for new people, just gives them a good idea of where they should be aiming at and covering the basis of the sort of messages they want to be talking, and then making this script more suitable for them. I know Elena gave us some scripts last week as well, but which you can use, or if you feel like, do you know what, that's not quite how I talk, then you would adapt it to make it sound like Lynn, make it sound like Rachel, make it sound like Juliana, Carly. I'm just naming people that I can see on my screen. So this is the bonus secret. What time am I on? Okay, I'm good. This is the bonus secret, and this is like what I didn't want to miss, because this is something that I like to think is one of my massive strengths, and that is the follow-up, where money is made. So would you go to, and this is a bit old school, but would you go to your shift, but then not bother to come back and collect your little pay packet? You know, that back in the day on one of your first jobs where you'd go on I don't know, the last Friday of the month to your workplace, and they'd have all of the staff's pay in a little envelope packet, and you'd go and collect yours. That's kind of where I was going with this little collecting your paycheck. Obviously now it just kind of gets paid into your bank account, but the feeling of going to collect your reward from all the work that you have done, it baffles me how much groundwork people do, and then they lose the confidence to actually follow up with the work that they have just done. It's not annoying, it's being professional. So a simple follow-up system is so important. And how you follow up with the tone, with the execution, with the posture is just as important. So I'm never like, I think some people go, oh, how do I follow up? Like, I've already asked them how was their weekend and how did their son get on at football? And I'm thinking, why though? Because you're dancing around the topic, and they will be able to read that. Don't get me wrong, if you have a relationship with them where you would regularly talk about their son's football on a Sunday, then fair enough. But I can tell when someone's messaging me to try and get to the point but are dancing around it, or when they're just confidently like asking me. And sometimes, like Elena said last week, the quicker you can get the no's, the better. Sometimes like you want fast no's just to get things moving. I prefer a solid no. This call is definitely I'm reading Lynn's message because it's popping up on my face. It's just distracted me. It makes me feel good that I'm getting these messages like, this call is great. So thank you so much, because I can't see the comments. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. But like Elena said yesterday, last week, the quicker you can get the no's, like the better, because you got places to be, and it doesn't need to be that deep. They're not rejecting you as a person or rejecting a friendship with you. They're just not, it's just not the right time for them right now. And the sooner they can tell you that, the more time you have to focus elsewhere. So what do you think? I would come back to me and go, so what do you think? I wanted to check back in. I go, are you ready to go? Because I am. Do you have any questions for me? Because I'd love to help you get started with this. There's no like stuttering or like, oh, it's totally fine if you're not interested, but and I'm so sorry for messaging you again for the 10th time, blah, blah, blah. And I have no hate for following up 10 times, by the way, but you don't need to mention this is the 10th time that you've followed up, because that makes you look unsure of what you're doing. So it's hard to say how many times should you follow up with someone, but I can give you, well, off the top of my head, I can't, but I can later put in the chat the facts of how much exposure people need to have before they go for it. And a really, really great example is Catherine Murray joining Lynn McDonald's team. Catherine Murray is building an absolute monster business right now in Ireland and in Poland. And credit to Lynn McDonald, she did not let that one go, and she'd rejected her. I say rejected her. You didn't get rejected. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not. She rejected the opportunity a lot of times. And if you had you not been Lynn McDonald and been persistent on believing what it is that she was offering Catherine, I just I just think to myself, how many other people have not joined this opportunity because the person who invited them was nervous to follow up more. And that always makes me think, do not miss a Catherine Murray. And obviously, there's lots of other examples of this too across the team. So, secret number three. And thanks, Jill Middlemass. I honestly, because I got my phone for my notes, I'm getting my WhatsApp messages shoot up, and I'm easily distracted. So consistency, secret number three. This is the difference maker. And this is what separates people, right? Because anyone can do it for a day. It's easy. Anyone could be the perfect social media influencer affiliate for a day, right? 100%. If I knew for one day I just need to do the best social media ever and message 10 people and send 5 people the YouTube recording of the opportunity and blah, 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 I could do that. But there's the people who, very few people that will do it daily. So would you do it when no one's watching, when your upline isn't checking in on you, when others are out socializing or sleeping or whatever? Do you still do it? Because I find this so strong. And what you do in the dark is what will put you in the light, or in the topic of this call, is what will put you on that leaderboard. And I'm by no means saying drop your social life and don't sleep. I'm just saying, in the times when other people are doing something else and you've got free time, would you prefer to do this? Can't think of an example. Binge watch a Netflix series, which, to be honest with you, I love binging a Netflix series, but guess what? I do it whilst I'm doing all my follow-ups. Like, I'm always multitasking at all times. But I am prepared to go the extra mile. And I sometimes think that's not something you can necessarily teach. It's something you have to inspire someone else to want to do, because no one is going to come and check on you. And if your upline does, then you'll probably think your upline's overbearing, but no one's going to come and check on you to be like, have you done this? Have you done this? That's not why you're in this business. You consciously, as a grown-up woman or man, made the conscious decision to join this business. And if you're on this call right now, I'm going to take a shot at this, that you want to be successful here, right? Otherwise, why did you take up on this Monday night hour call? You want to be successful. So go the extra mile. Do the things that no one can see you doing, or that you don't get immediate gratification for or immediate recognition for, but do it anyway, because it will put you in the light. So whenever you see my name on a leaderboard, or if you were at our Birmingham convention at the end of last year when I got number one for recruiting out of UK, Ireland, Netherlands, UK, Ireland, Poland and Sweden, or number two for promote outs. And, please know that didn't fall on my lap. I went the extra mile when other people were out doing X, Y, Z. I will always show up for myself, for my family, for my team, because I care about it. And if I want to do something, I want to be great at it, because then why else are we doing it? So your daily standard non-negotiables. New conversations, which I know we've covered. Showing up, but showing up well. Show up yourself. Don't pretend to be someone that you're not. Whoever you are, whatever your interests are, show up confidently as that badass bitch that you are. Follow up, presentations/invites, which I've explained what I mean by those, but an actual invite of take a look at this opportunity, or take a look at this amazing product. And then personal growth, which I haven't given its own topic, but that's because I could literally talk for a whole other hour on how I personally think that personal growth and self-development is so important. But fueling that engine room, because that is the engine room of everything that we do, the decisions that we make every day, how we approach conversations, how we approach people, how we decide what we're going to do that day, is all down to how you fuel that engine room. And that could be your morning routine. For me, if you watch my social media, you'll see that my morning routine most mornings is me dropping off the kids and getting straight out and doing an hour dog walk. I've realized for me that this sets me up so well for my day. I'm so productive because that's what works for me and that's fueling. And I understand I obviously don't have a full-time job. So, you've got to find what works around you. I don't have a full-time job, but I have a send child who, can be keep me up later at night than maybe some people, blah, blah. So you've got to figure out what works for you. And I can guarantee you that if you have a daily standard of non-negotiables, your results are guaranteed over time. They just are. It's physically impossible for you to follow a proven system of all of this stuff listed and not have guaranteed results. Hence why we have things such as the 90-day game plan, which people start often because so much can be done in that time. Even a 30-day all in, you would be shocked of the results that you can get from 30 days. Or I wouldn't recommend just doing 30, but it's massive. And then the final topic I want to touch on is leadership. And I want to make it clear that whether you have a team yet or not, or you have one team member, it's never too early to become a leader. A leader means that you're someone who people want to follow and you want to inspire people to follow doing it. It doesn't mean that you have to have a team of 100 people to be a leader. Your team is always watching, and they're watching the energy, they're watching your work ethic, they're watching your results. And I know I keep mentioning her because I can see her on my screen, but also she's a massive part of my Beyond Beauty Club journey. But Lynn said to me, I absolutely love seeing Rachel on the leaderboards. And it was quite early days when she said this. And this is before maybe Lynn had really found her feet within Beyond Beauty Club. And it wasn't long after that that she got her name on so much of the leaderboards. And like, not that I'm by the taking credit for that whatsoever, by the way, but I'm saying it inspires your team, it inspires your team to think, do you know what? If she can do it, then so can I. It's setting the standard and it's setting the example. And like I've put at the bottom of that, I'm such a believer that I'm a leader, I'm not a manager. And I say this to my team regularly, like I'm in the trenches with you. Like we are building this together. And so I'm gonna find what works and then I'm gonna teach you and we're gonna do it together. I'll speak to Amy Jalassi and I'll be like, right, let's try this together. I'll speak to Shora and I'm always wanting to work with my team. And that is where massive success comes from, is all of us collectively doing it together. It's about being inspired to duplicate. If she can do it, then so can I. Activity duplicates. If I'm messaging people daily and I'm getting results, my team will do that. If I disappear, they will probably disappear. And I don't want this to come across as like this kind of pressure of like, oh my gosh, I can't ever have a day, or you know what I mean? Not at all. We are human and you have to be human. And what I mean by disappear is like, you're on it for like a couple of days and then you're off for the rest of the month, nowhere to be seen, and then you're back again, etc., etc. If my upline, fair enough, maybe it's a little bit, my upline wouldn't do that because it's Emma Karen Wilson. But if my upline did do that, I've been in the industry 13 years, that I would continue. But I can understand that if you've got new people in your team, they learn from you. It's the same as a child with a parent. Like sometimes you mimic your parents without even realizing it. You learn what they do rather than what they say sometimes. So attitude duplicates as well. If I'm fired up, guess what? The people I'm speaking to are fired up. It's human nature. It's energy that passes. If I'm inconsistent, then they will slow down and the results duplicate. When my name are on the leaderboards and I'm hitting targets, when I'm winning, that gives my team proof that it works, proof that what she's doing pays off. And it gives your team the permission to believe that I can do it too. I remember when I hit brand leader 3, my team being like, you've just made me believe that it's possible. Like I can do that too. And yeah, you can. You actually can, because even though I might have been in the industry for 13, almost 14 years now, at one point I was a newbie. At one point I was in my first month of network marketing as a 22-year-old girl in £40,000 of debt, which is a story for another day. But I was a newbie once as well. So I understand what it's like to start. And anyone can do this if you follow the simple duplicatable things that I've addressed on this call. So let's remember that this isn't complicated and it just requires a little bit of discipline. And you can have discipline because you know what you want out of this. You know the goal of why you're here. So be disciplined because you owe it to yourself to like see where this can take you. And there is no other secret that you need to know apart from action, showing up, execution, how you show up, how you come across to people, and the consistency to do it regularly, because then people start trusting you and wanting to know what it is that you're selling I don't really like the word selling, and what and what you are doing in the affiliate side of things as well. So you want a bigger team, you want better results, and you want real momentum, then it starts with you. And I hope this call has been very, very helpful.